What happened behind the scenes of Meghan Markle's Harpers Bizarre interview reportedly makes reality TV seem like a quiet monastery retreat. But if you're expecting any subtlety from Meghan, announce me before I walk into a room with just two people, Markle. That ship sailed long ago, back when she seemed to believe The Crown was a documentary about her own life. According to Neil Shah, who has some insider media contacts, Harper's Bazaar wasn't just stirring the pot, they were flipping the whole kitchen. And as always, drama was unavoidable the moment St. Meghan of Montecito made her entrance. It all kicked off with Meghan allegedly going volcanic-level furious because the article mentioned she introduced herself as the Duchess of Sussex while walking into a room with exactly two people. Yes, two, as in just two, fewer than the number of fingers on one hand. And yet, somehow, she still felt the need for an announcement, like a Royal Alexa reminder. But what really set her off? The fact that the writer actually published it. The horror. Someone actually documented something she did in an interview she personally orchestrated. Who could have possibly seen that coming? Except, well, literally everyone with a working brainstem. Apparently, Harper's Bazaar has been slogging through the digital mud, desperately trying to stay relevant. Just like half the fashion magazines that got eaten alive by social media. So when Meghan came to them with what was basically a publicity Groupon, they said yes. Because no matter if her press is good, bad, deranged, or downright delusional, it always drives clicks. But here's where it gets really juicy. As part of the deal, Meghan allegedly insisted that the interview drop at the exact same time Catherine, the Princess of Wales, was hosting her Christmas carol. Nothing screams empowerment quite like timing your big comeback on the very night your sister-in-law is actually doing real charity work. Originally, the article was supposed to drop in December, timed to Meghan's Netflix Christmas special, which, like most of her projects, still hasn't materialized. But when Netflix shuffled its dates again, Meghan reportedly leaned on Harper's to publish right when the Prince and Princess of Wales attended the Royal Variety performance. And Harper's Bazaar, in a moment of, what's the worst that could happen? Agreed. They also agreed not to film inside Meghan's home, allegedly because the place is a labyrinth of off-limits zones. Former staff have described it as a minefield, and honestly, that tracks. You know how normal people let guests wander around their house? Meghan apparently prefers a carefully curated tour, like she's running the VIP section of a museum. The only time she ever let a magazine inside was The Cut, and that turned into a chaotic fever dream of quotes, contradictions, and unhinged anecdotes, so messy that no other publication has dared to try it again. This time, Harper's didn't want to risk stepping on a symbolic landmine, and Meghan didn't want anyone seeing the unfiltered version of her life, which says a lot. Then there's the glam drama. Meghan allegedly refused to let her longtime friend Daniel do her makeup because he had posted a tutorial of the Paris look, you know, the one where she was giving Casper the Ghost goes shopping vibes. So Harper's brought in an entirely new team. Diane Kendall on makeup, Ben Skirvin on hair, Dawn Sterling on nails, and apparently Meghan hated the results. Not the photographers, not the lighting, not the styling, just everything. She even complained after the promotional clips dropped, which again, she had approved. At some point, it felt like the call was coming from inside the house, babe. People close to the situation say Meghan wasn't just upset. She was scorched earth furious. Over what? 1. Catherine looked absolutely stunning at the variety show. Radiant, effortlessly elegant, that kind of ethereal glow Meghan keeps trying to replicate with contouring. 2. Meghan's interview landed like a wet sock. The reception? Brutal. Clown emoji brutal. Harper's got a little revenge and highlighted Meghan's obsessive use of her title. The article painted her as someone clinging to her Duchess status like it was her last lifeline, and honestly, it was hilarious. Harper's Bizarre played her like a fiddle, and she handed them the sheet music. The detail that sent the internet into full-on hysteria was probably the dumbest part of all this. Meghan allegedly had a staff member announce her arrival to a room of just two people. Even Americans who usually don't care about titles, unless they're watching Bravo, instantly knew how ridiculous that was. The announcement is supposed to introduce a guest to royalty, not royalty cosplay to a journalist. At this point, Meghan was out-royaling people who were literally born royal. Even Dwight Schrute announcing guests at a garden party had more self-awareness. And those photos? Wow. Just wow. People online are convinced the Harpers team hated her because that cover shot looked like pure sabotage. The behind-the-scenes video basically confirmed it. The vibe on set was, I'm just here so I don't get fired. Rumor has it she was a nightmare, ignoring crew members, demanding constant corrections, and treating everyone like extras in the Meghan show. Meanwhile, Catherine walks onto any set and the staff falls in love with her within 10 minutes. That's why her covers look like art. Meghan's? More like Zoolander attempting high-fashion cosplay. Some industry insiders pointed out that the article read more like a paid placement, meaning Meghan or Netflix likely bought the editorial rather than earning it. Let's be real. No major magazine wastes a prime cover spot on someone whose PR return on investment is consistently disastrous. One insider even said she landed the arts issue because Harper's didn't want to waste a real cover. Ouch. Netflix probably funded the whole thing just to hype her non-existent Christmas special. And as always, everything Meghan tries to use to upstage Catherine ends up boomeranging straight back into her forehead. It's practically a tradition at this point. She allegedly planned this rollout to upstage Catherine. And instead, the internet roasted her so hard the flames are still visible from space. And the best part? She's not mad that people know she demands royal-style announcements. She's mad that people laughed. The interview accidentally revealed Meghan's biggest issue. She has no clue how to behave like a normal human being. Announcing yourself as Duchess in a house that isn't yours, off-limits rooms, meltdowns over makeup, timing releases to steal your sister-in-law's thunder. If you don't want a journalist writing about your behavior, maybe don't act bizarrely in front of them. In the end, Harpers Bizarre got exactly what they wanted: publicity, chaos, and SEO gold. Meghan, she got the exact opposite: mockery, memes, and a reputation meltdown that even her PR team can't fix. And now everyone involved is probably somewhere drinking heavily, pretending they had nothing to do with any of this. Honestly, same. This whole fiasco proves one thing: Meghan Markle is her own worst enemy. Not the press, not the palace, not the public, just Meghan. She keeps accidentally exposing herself through the very things she insists on controlling. And if this Harper's Bizarre drama is any indication, the future is shaping up to be one long parade of self-inflicted PR disasters.